the weather has finally cooperated for us to be able to get all of our grading done here around our house, and we are planting grass this week, which is super exciting. I cannot wait to look out and see grass instead of dirt. But before getting started with anything today, I'm making my chai latte. This is something that I've been doing every morning, afternoon, sometime throughout the day. So delicious. It's just some chai with vanilla, maple syrup. I add in some of my good bacteria, whisk it all up, add some ice, and it is just such a delicious treat that I have been enjoying so much lately. My uncle actually came over to help with some of the grading, and the boys had such a good time watching him move dirt around. They kind of followed him around on each porch. And once he was done with that, my husband got to work seeding and adding straw to the yard in hopes that we will have grass very, very soon. After making lunch today, I'm actually going to be making some apple cider vinegar. That's something I do about once or twice a year. I love having apple cider vinegar in my home for different recipes, and so I'm going to be making some of that because I'm almost out. And then I'm going to be tackling the job of switching out all of my kids' clothing. This is not really too big of a job because I try to keep things really simple. And just the other day I was talking to a friend and she was telling me that she was really struggling with just keeping everything organized. And I truly think that most of the time the problem is that we just have too much stuff. In my current stage of life, I have really started to pare down on the amount of stuff that we have, and I find it to make everyone happier. The kids can keep up with all their things a lot better, and it makes jobs like switching out clothes to the next season not that hard. At the end of this video, I'm going to go into detail about how I do that and keep it super simple, but I try to apply those same principles with just everything in my home. If I don't have a spot for something, or if things start to feel overwhelming, I know that it's time to declutter and start to get rid of things that are causing the stress. I find that a lot of times that the stuff in our homes can cause more stress than good. And so anytime that overwhelm or stress starts to come into the picture, I know it's time to start paring down, getting rid of things, and just simplifying our home. And that just makes my overall mood better, and the whole home just starts to run more smoothly. Today for lunch, I'm making one of our favorites, which is just a taco salad. I try to keep all of this stuff on hand. We call it Chipotle lunch. I think through all the things that they have at Chipotle, try to buy them, keep them on hand, and then I can make up, like today I'm doing chicken and some steak. And then we get out a bag of chips, add lettuce, tomatoes, cilantros, peppers, onions, whatever I have, and some type of meat and cheese. And it's just a really easy lunch that is so fresh and delicious. And so this is something that we've been making a lot lately, and I'm hoping to always keep my refrigerator stocked with these things, and hopefully I'll be getting a lot of this stuff from the garden this year with lettuce and tomatoes and cilantro, onions. All that stuff can easily be grown where I live, and so it is a great meal to eat during the summertime. While I am cooking lunch, I want to tell you guys about today's video sponsor, Lose It. You guys have heard me talk about Lose It before, and it's really been helpful, especially after having a new baby. I need something that's very basic and manageable that helps me to stay on track and really focus on what I'm eating and really focus on the amount of protein that I'm getting into my diet, because I like to have lots of protein while I am nursing and have a new baby. It just makes me feel so much better, and I also know that it's what my body needs after giving birth and in this really early stage of postpartum. Lose It is an app that is so simple to use that can help you reach your goals and stay on track. In my opinion, it is the easiest way to do macro tracking and track protein, carbs, fat, and fiber. The app will set goals for you, and you can customize them to meet your own needs depending on what stage of life you're in or what you are going for. It has different nutrition strategies with custom calorie and macro goals for different approaches. So whether you are like on a balanced diet or high protein, keto, low carb, plant-based, whatever it is, they can help you to track it. So for me, I'm really trying to focus on protein, like I said. And since using this app, it has really opened my eyes to see really how little protein I get and helping me to add more of it to my diet. It has advanced insight and trends, giving weekly reports and patterns to really help you stay focused and on your goals. If you are wanting to feel better or just have more control, this is a really simple and sustainable way. It only takes 30 seconds to log, and so this actually feels realistic even whenever you are super busy. You can get started with Lose It and try premium by using my link down in my description box below. Making apple cider vinegar is actually super easy. You can just use the scraps of the apples. So I actually peeled and cored these apples and used that in my apple cider vinegar, and then I gave the kids the apple slices. So it's a great way if you don't want anything to go to waste to just use them in a simple recipe. I actually had this recipe on my ourearlyhouse.com blog, so I will link it for you guys down below. All right, so it's officially the time of year to switch out winter and summer clothes, and with a larger family, this can be a pretty big job, but I have found a very simple way to go about doing this and a very simple way to go about clothes in general. So I thought I would kind of share with you guys my systems when it comes to clothing and keeping it all very minimal and organized and really, really simple. So this is clothes for my 4 youngest boys. It gets a little bit different when your kids get older. So I do this same thing with my next 2 boys, like my oldest 2 boys, but it is different for my daughter. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and she kind of manages her clothes all on her own. She's very organized, and so I don't really worry about hers as much because she can do it herself. But for the little boys, because I'm doing them today, I thought I'd kind of show you guys what I do with them. And so they each have a bin, 1 basket this size with all of their clothes in it. And that is the way that I like it to stay, because it keeps things very simple, very manageable. I always like to try to think that I could do probably not anymore now that our family's grown. I used to always say I could do all of my kids' clothes in 1 load of laundry because that's how little I have. But I will say, I think now with having 8 kids, I probably literally they're 2 loads of laundry. I could do all of their clothes, wash them all at one time if I needed to, because I like to keep things very minimal. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going through all of the winter clothes that are in their bins, and I am sorting out anything that I will save for next year, because obviously when I have this many boys, we can pass things down to the next one. If you're new here, I have 1 girl, 6 boys, and then the baby's a girl. And so I'm always gonna have another boy to pass down clothes to, but because I do pretty minimal clothing, not everything is worth saving at the end of a season. So I'm looking through things right now and seeing if it's super stained up or if it has any holes in it, and that stuff is going straight in the trash. And then anything that looks good, still in good condition, that I would be fine putting them in, I am saving for next year, and I'll just pass it down to the next little boy. But like I said, not too many things are savable at this point, and that's fine with me. In order to keep things really simple and manageable, I like to do about 5 outfits per kid, and that's it. So these ones, there's a hole in it, those are going straight in the trash. I know these are good, so I'm gonna save those for next year. I will save these for next year. So yeah, I like to do about 5 outfits per kid, mostly play clothes, but I like to try to keep things where they kind of all in the same color groups. I like to make it where it's very easy, because my kids like to dress themselves, and I like to try to make it to where they really can't mess it up. So lots of things that kind of coordinate. So you'll see whenever I get out the new stuff that I've been collecting, I have things that are all kind of in the same colors, greens, some navies, khakis, browns, tans, so that pretty much no matter what combination they put on, they really can't mess it up, because I don't want to have to have kids that are always mismatching, and I don't want to have to micro watch over that all the time. So instead, I just try to get things that doesn't really matter how they pair it. It will all kind of match and make a decent outfit no matter how uncoordinated they are. Now, another thing that I do is I like to shop almost all of my kids' clothing at resale shops. I have one that's local to me that is really, really good, and I don't know if these are all over, you guys can tell me, but it's called Once Upon a Child. There's actually a couple of them that are pretty close to where I live, and they have really good deals, and they have they're very, very organized. So they make it really easy to just come and find what I want. Pretty much every time I go there, I will find things that I'm looking for. So I'll keep a list in my phone as kids kind of outgrow things, or if I notice they need things, if I'm noticing that all the boys have holes in their pants, which is pretty much constant. I don't know if this is just a boy thing, but they always are having holes in their jeans, and so that's pretty much something that never gets off the list. Also socks, not that I buy socks there, I actually buy socks new, but anything, jeans and socks are something that I could just never have enough of. You'll see pretty much all of these jeans were bought, I mean secondhand, but bought like looking pretty much brand new at the beginning of the season, and most all of them at this point have holes in them. So I'm not saving those for the following season because I know that if I don't want them to have holes in their pants, I just gotta get rid of those now. So I keep a running list in my phone of things that we need. So if I see that kids have like holes in their pants or they need a new shirt, or as we are getting closer to this like spring, summer season, I'm looking through and seeing who needs swimming suits and swim shirts and all the things. And I keep a list on my phone, and then when I'm ever out in that area where that thrift store is that I really like, I stop in there and I will just spend some time looking around. They are constantly having deals. Or I signed up for the like email list, and I'll get things like where they say they have like 20% off, or they'll have like deals where you can fill a bag for a certain price. And so really, really cheap, inexpensive clothes, and they only ever have like things that are really, really nice. And so I love going there and stocking up kids' clothes. In my opinion, it's the only way to buy kids' clothes because they just go through things so incredibly quick. This actually is still in good condition and I really like it, but it's 12 months and he will definitely not fit in it next year. And I won't save it because I have her next. I don't save things like, because she's a girl, I'm not gonna save any of the baby stuff. Even if I were to have a boy later on, I won't save that because I just don't like holding on to things too long. It just seems like it's so easy to come by kids' clothes at a good price that I won't save things unless I know that I'm going to be using it the following season with the next kit. So I'm going through right now and just taking out everything that I'm going to be getting rid of. This is my save pile for next year that'll go down to the next boy. And then I have a little pile here because already some summer things have gotten into our bins because the weather's kind of been where it's kind of hard in the springtime because you get some days that are warm and then some days that are still really cool. So I never like to do the full switch out until May because I know until then we have a lot of like cold days. And so I don't like to, but certain things do end up in the, like summer things kind of ended up in their bins because we've had enough warm days to where we had to like go and like dig around and find a few things that would work for this season. But I'm going to pare it down and make sure that we only have exactly what we need in these bins and keeping it really minimal before putting these back up into their bedrooms. Alright, so I have all of their new clothes here that I have that I'm going to put into their bins, and I'm going to show you kind of like my system with this as well. So what I do is this thrift store that I go to, like I said, they're very organized. They have everything like color coded and by sizes. So I always start in my youngest boys first, and I go and pick out things for him, and then I take his stuff to the next size up and find things that are like similar to that in his size because I like to try to like match my boys too. I just think it's fun to have them coordinating when we go out or to church or something. It just makes it, I don't know, I think it looks really cute. So I got them all just like a blue polo shirt. These are good for church or if we're going somewhere where it's a little bit nicer. So each one of them will get one of these. They're different shades of blue, but just whatever like blue polo I could find in all their sizes. And then I got them all kind of like a denim button-down shirt. These are for all my younger four too, and these were like so inexpensive. I think I spent like $100 total on all four of these boys' clothes for like everything they need for the season, including all of their swimming suits. And so these all actually hang up in their closet, but I just wanted to show you these because I thought they were really cute, and they don't have to wear them. Like I don't worry too much about like what they wear to church or play clothes. Like I don't switch things out. I just let them wear whatever because it's not expensive. I don't care if things get stained up. I can get the stains out or just get a new one if I need to because I buy everything secondhand. The next thing I got was these little like green colored shirts. So each little boy got a green shirt, t-shirt style. And then they all got, let's see, I have shorts in here too. Now I'll show you those next. Next, I got them all kind of like a navy color shirt. This is 3T, that's his. 4, 5, this is this little boy's. They're all just kind of like navy little t-shirts. And as you notice, everything again is kind of like coordinating to where like if they were to wear different shorts with them, like it doesn't matter, nothing has to be like perfectly matched together. And then, so they got like a lighter blue and then a darker blue shirt, the green shirt, and then the two like kind of like bluish color polos. So that's those shirts. And then for shorts, I stayed pretty simple, 4 pairs each. So they all got a pair of like kind of like gray little shorts that can be worn to like church, somewhere nice, or even to the park. Doesn't matter, for just when we're at home. Each boy got the same, I mean they're not exactly the same, but same kind of color, same kind of style. And then they all got some, like a khaki color short. This is mine, let's see, I'm looking at all my sizes. They're all very close in size, and so I have to like look at each one to make sure I'm giving them the right ones. So this color short, and then they got like a navy color short as well. So here are the navy shorts. And I keep everything in their bin, and I'm folding it right now because I'm setting it in there. But whenever they kind of do their own laundry, they bring their clothes down, I put it in their, I'm getting confused on which boys here, what bins are which. And then I dry them and they can put things just back in their baskets, and things don't get folded perfectly. I do not worry about that at all because it can just be sitting in their bin. So I try not to worry too much. That kind of keeps my laundry system really simple too. Now each one also has swimming shorts, and I found, which I was so excited about, all 3 of my younger boys completely matching shorts at that resale shop. They had 3 of the exact same pair, so I was really excited about that because I think it's so fun when they match. And they already had matching swim shirts that my mom actually got them that went on sale at the end of the season. I think it was last year, maybe even the year before. So they all have like matching shirts too. So that's kind of fun because they'll have matching swimwear for the summer, because we do spend a lot of time at the pool and at the creek and all that, so we need one of those. They all have that in their bin. And then they all have like one like dry fit type outfit, like, you know, dry fit shirt and dry fit shorts. So that's it. That is all of their clothes for this season. You can see it perfectly fits inside of just like one little like canvas tote. And I actually even kept 1 pair of jeans and 1 pair of like Adidas like sports pants in there, and 1 long sleeve shirt. And then there are 4 pairs of shorts, and there are 4 shirts, swimming suits, and then they'll have this 1 shirt hanging in the closet that's kind of more for like church or something that's like a little bit nicer. But other than that, that's all they have. It keeps it very manageable, very simple, and then they can all just dress themselves. They can't really mess this up. They can put all their clothes away. It's a really easy, simple way to manage a lot of clothes. I keep it really minimal. I think that a lot of times moms get overwhelmed with all the clothing in their home. I hear people talking about this a lot, where they're talking about how they get behind on laundry and like rooms being a mess and their kids changing constantly and there's things being everywhere. So I think that if you just keep it really minimal, there's like really not a way that I can get behind, because it's so simple. If every single one of their clothes was dirty, I could just run a load of laundry and it could be done. One thing that you will find if you do this system like I do is that you do have to do laundry every single day, because if we go like a couple days without laundry, kids will come downstairs and not have shorts because we have so little amount of clothes. But in a bigger family, that's not a problem at all. At the end of the day, our laundry system is literally the easiest thing ever. Whenever you change, you put your clothes straight in the wash. I do not do any sorting. I just, when the washer is full, I run it, which is at the end of every single day. I run a load, throw it in the dryer, and then you pull your clothes back out, throw them in your bins, or literally put them back on. My kids rewear the same clothes a lot of times before they even end up back in their basket, I'll just wash dry and then put it right back on them. And so our laundry system is really simple, and the amount of clothes we have is very minimal, and it's just one extra thing that I don't have to worry about because we keep it so incredibly minimal and simple and cheap by buying it all secondhand. And it's crazy how like nice all this stuff is. Like, it all looks brand new, but yet I was able to buy actually these 4 and the baby, plus I got a few things when I was there that time for their Easter baskets, because I did this like a few weeks ago, and I still only spent, you know, like $100. And so it's really, really inexpensive. And so to me, it's just the only way to go. So find yourself a really good thrift store, pare down the amount of clothing that you have, keep it really minimal, and I promise you it'll make your life so much more simple. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, I get out a new video every single week, and I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and stick around, and I'll see you all in the next video.